you are looking for a frosting that's a little bit more flavorful than regular vanilla buttercream, I have 3 easy buttercream flavors to share with you all today. These are perfect for filling cakes, for cupcakes, or even cookies. Let's get started. We're going to start with my husband's favorite flavor, peanut butter. This buttercream is going to start with the butter first. I like to beat it until the butter is smooth, and then I add the peanut butter into the mixer. Continue mixing these until they are combined and creamy. I'm scraping down the sides of the bowl, and then I add a little bit of salt and then the vanilla. Get those ingredients completely mixed in, and then we can move on to the powdered sugar. I'm adding the powdered sugar in just a little bit at a time to make sure sugar doesn't fly out everywhere. And once I have added all the sugar and it is combined, I can add the cream. Add just enough to get to the right consistency. And then I like to whip the frosting for a couple minutes until it is smooth and fluffy. This is the perfect consistency for me. I mean, look how smooth and beautiful that is. Most of the time, I make frosting in advance and I set it aside until I'm ready to use it. Well, as it sits, air bubbles start forming. To get rid of these, all you need to do is stir it really well with a wooden spoon or spatula. Or keep it in the mixer and mix on low until all the air bubbles are gone. What I love about this recipe is that it's not too sweet. The salty peanut butter really cuts the sweetness of it, and the taste is phenomenal. It's so good, especially on chocolate cupcakes. Up next is a rich and chocolatey buttercream frosting that is for chocoholics only. That's me, I get really excited about chocolate. The first thing we need to do is melt the chocolate chips. I melt mine in the microwave on a low setting, and once it's melted, give it a good stir and set it aside to cool down. Cream the butter just as we did before, making sure there are no more lumps. Scrape down the sides of the bowl, and then we're going to add the cocoa powder next. It gets a little bit messy here, but the mess is going to be all worth it. Let's go ahead and start adding the powdered sugar just a little bit at a time. And if it's getting too thick, you can add some of the cream at this point. And then continue adding the remaining sugar and cream. The melted chocolate should be cooled down at this point, so I can now add it into the mixing bowl. I just realized that I forgot the salt. Let's get that in, and then I can turn the mixer on and let it whip until the frosting is velvety smooth. If any of these frostings are not the right consistency, they are so easy to fix. So if the frosting is a little bit too thick, just add a little bit of cream. If the frosting is too thin, just add a little bit of powdered sugar. It is such an easy fix. My last frosting is one that is new to me, and I am so glad I tried this one out because the strawberry flavor is extraordinary. To start, put the freeze-dried strawberries into a blender or food processor and blend them until they are a fine dust. You want to make sure there are no more chunks remaining. And just like the other buttercreams, we're going to cream the butter until it is smooth. You probably knew that by now. And we can go ahead and add the strawberry powder to flavor it, the vanilla, and a little bit of salt. And once these are all combined, we can then add the powdered sugar and the heavy cream. And then whip it until it is fluffy and creamy. Just look how beautiful that is. It pipes wonderfully, and the color is naturally a pretty shade of pink. It is just so gorgeous. Don't forget, I will put all these recipes down in the description along with the super delicious chocolate cupcake recipe. Tell me in the comments so that I know for the future, what is your favorite buttercream flavor?